Foundation. And I'd like to welcome you all to our fall series, second virtual course in tidbits. Now, before I give it over to our host in the Life Sciences Department, I'd like to remind everyone that we are doing a small giveaway. It's a $25 gift certificate to Salem Community College Bookstore. And if you want to enter, if you haven't already, there'll be a link in the comment section. And go to that, follow steps, and boom, you're entered. Okay? So, with that said, I'd like to turn it over to our Foundation Director, Nick Roberts.
You have to speak louder. They can't hear you.
Hey everyone, hope the sound is okay. We're working out glitches here. If not, give us a message and let us know that it's not loud enough and we'll work it out. Dakota introduced me. I'm Nick Roberts. I'm the Executive Director of Salish Community College Foundation. I also would like to welcome you to our second virtual live Tours and Tidbits event of our fall series. And our foundation's role is to, among other things, is to be a connector and to be an ambassador and to celebrate all of these wonderful people and programs we have here at Salish Community College, and to call attention to this great work. If we peel back a layer or two, as we're standing in a lab right now, we're going to learn a lot behind the scenes about what's happening on this campus. So thanks for joining us. We make this happen with a very small staff. You met Dakota Swank, our Marketing and Events Coordinator, and Amanda Serrano is our Scholarships Coordinator. Hello. And we also have a really dedicated and generous volunteer board of directors who gives us direction, who gives us wisdom, and serves as important community leaders for our organization. So with that, we are excited to be introducing our Life Sciences Department momentarily, but if you'd like to learn more about our foundation, always feel free to visit our website, which is vision.skc.edu. And if you want, you can always make a donation there and support programs just like these. You can also buy a fancy little branded mask that we're all wearing today. These are only $10, and the proceeds go to our scholarship programs as well. So give that a thought. If you're interested in those, send us a message on Facebook, and we'll tell you how to get that done. We're sorry we can't be with you live, but we are really grateful for this wonderful team of faculty and staff and students at the Life Sciences Department who have put together wonderful presentations, and for the hardworking foundation staff who made the virtual event happen today. We'll be back live as soon as we can, but in the meantime, appreciate you being patient as we work out the virtual kinks, and we're glad to have you with us. Without further ado, the star of the show is right beside me from the Life Sciences Department, Dr. Wendy Westbrook.
Hello, and welcome to the Life Sciences Department at Salish Community College. I'm Dr. Christina Rush, and I'm going to walk you through a quick presentation before you lead your virtual tours. So our program was established as a 2-year program that became a 4-year program in 2010. The establishment of this program was to address the underrepresentation of Native Americans in STEM fields. In this way, we want to increase higher education degrees such as MDs and PhDs, and also increase the scientific workforce in biochemical and environmental sciences. We're currently funded primarily through a number of different agencies secured by our faculty. The degrees that we offer 3 different degrees. The first is our 4-year Life Sciences Bachelor's degree with a focus on cellular and molecular biology and a focus on environmental health. The second degree that we offer is the General Sciences Associate's degree, which is a 2-year degree path that's transferable into our bachelor program or to other universities. We also offer a Health Sciences Certificate, which is a 1-year certificate that's to prepare students for transfer into different STEM programs at SKC or for a preparatory year before declaring their major. So let's take a little bit, another look at our life science degree tracks. The cellular and molecular biology track, in the senior year, the courses diverge and they focus on cellular systems and molecular components. We have some unique courses such as medical microbiology, virology, and immunology. In the environmental health track, the courses again diverge in the senior year and they focus more on environmental components on a molecular scale and how they impact the health of humans, animals, plants, soil, and water. Some of these unique courses include epidemiology and analytical instrumentation. We have some important mission goals in life sciences. Importantly, we really want to look at productive research group development and also to articulate the relevance of student research and coursework to tribal cultural values and indigenous scientific frameworks. Our facilities, we have 2 main labs that are supported by supplemental labs. Our first lab is the cellular molecular biology lab, and the second is the environmental health lab. Those are the 2 big main labs that you'll see on the virtual tour. Our supplemental labs include a freezer room, tissue culture, protein, and metal testing. The faculty, we have 3 main faculty in life sciences. I'm Dr. Christina Rush, and I received my PhD in molecular microbiology and structural biology from the University of Dundee in Scotland. Dr. Wendy Westbrook and Dr. Clay Comstock will be walking you through the virtual tour, and they will introduce themselves. We have many different faculty commitments. Some of our most important ones are the advising, teaching, and mentoring, as well as working on our research. So again, this research, undergraduate research is an integral component of the SKC-VS Life Sciences. The research is focused on local or tribal issues and One Health philosophy. The One Health philosophy pretty much states that a holistic approach to research where human and animal health, environment, and economy are all intertwined. So we have a number of students that have been involved in research or are currently in research. So we've pictured a few of them here. Some of these students will be walking you through the virtual tour, and you'll get to see some of our labs and hear some of their perspectives and what they happen to be working on right now. These research programs and our entire teaching program is designed to prepare our students to be competitive for graduate programs. We have a number of graduated students from life sciences that have gone on to pursue and obtain PhDs, work in research labs, go into pharmacy doctorates, obtain master's programs, and we're very proud of all of them. We also have some Tier 1 partner institutions, and these are very important to help us establish our external internships where students can go for a summer or 10 weeks or even just a 2-week internship and work in a larger lab or go on to graduate school. For more information, please visit our website at lifesci.skc.edu. And this website, under faculty, you can find the contact information for each of the faculty members if you'd like to email us. Finally, I would like to dedicate this presentation to Juan. I worked with him in the lab. He was a joy to teach, to work, and to have been part of our department. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy your virtual tour.
Hi, I'm Wendy Westbrook, and I'm a full-time faculty member in the Life Sciences department. And we're in the protein lab right now, and I'll show you a few things. So you might hear an accent here. I got my doctoral training in Belgium. I'm originally from Belgium. Got my doctoral training in medical sciences. Then in 2004, I moved to the USA to work at the National Institutes of Health. That's where I did 6 years of postdoctoral fellowship and 7 years of staff scientist work. And then 3 years ago, I moved to Montana to work at Salish Kootenai College, and that has been just a wonderful experience. I mainly teach the molecular and cellular core courses in the Life Sciences program, and I infuse my courses with indigenous perspectives and with the entrepreneurial mindset. Research-wise, I'm interested in the health disparities in Native American communities like diabetes, and I'm also very interested in how our environment can impact those health disparities. In the lab, I mentor undergraduate students in their research projects, and these are a few of the lab equipment we use to actually do some research, and I'll show you a little bit of that. Agora, can you come a little bit closer? So these are called pipettes, and this is what we use to pipette tiny little volumes from one tube to another tube. And even our tubes are tiny. Look at this. So everything in a molecular biology lab is really tiny. We even have smaller tubes, these tubes, super tiny. And then we have plates that we use for putting volume in, also really, really tiny. You have 96 wells here in that plate. So I'm just going to demonstrate. So here you have 1 liter of blue solution. This is 1 liter. But we never use these type of volumes in a molecular biology lab. This, for instance, is a volume we use a lot. This is 100 microliters. And this is, I would have to pipette this 10,000 times to get this, 10,000 times. So I'll just put that in another tube so you can see how tiny this volume is. And this is still a lot for a molecular biology lab. There's another volume we use a lot, 10 microliters. So 10 microliters, I would have to pipette that 100,000 times to get this. And I'm going to use the tiny little tube. This is 10 microliters. That's really, really tiny. But we even go lower. We also have pipettes that allow us to pipette 1 microliter. And then I would have to pipette that 1,000,000 times to get this volume. So I would have to do this 1,000,000 times, and I will show you. So this is 1 microliter. It's such a tiny volume, but it's a volume that we use a lot, and especially in these tiny little tubes. I don't know if you can see this, Dakota. Yeah. So this is just to demonstrate to you, you know, what we do and with what kind of volumes we work here. And you're currently in the protein lab, which is one of our smaller labs, and it's also a teaching lab. And I'll show you around in our labs, and you can also meet some of our students. So if you want to follow me, we're going to go to the microbiology lab, and we're going to meet Marchand. So this is the first part of our microbiology lab, and this is where we mainly do work with bacteria and with yeast. For instance, Dr. Rush, our department head, she keeps all her samples here that she samples in the Flathead Lake.
All right, Tilchas, Dishkun Shoots, Marchand, Enachachach Bum, Tilshin Pushklausham, Koshapton. Hello, my name is Marchand Vasquez, and I come from the Wenatchee Band of the Colville tribe and descend from the Yakima Nation. I'm originally from Nispelem, Washington, which is on the Colville Indian Reservation. My wife and I have been married for 11 years now, and we have 4 kids. I'd like to start off by doing a land acknowledgement here at Salish Kootenai College, where Salish Kootenai College sits at, and this land is traditionally home to the Bitterroot Salish, Upper Pend Oreille, and Kootenai tribes. And their land traditionally, before ceded, was extended all the way across western Montana, parts of Wyoming, and parts of Idaho. So with that much, get started. I'm a current senior in the Life Sciences program, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Life Sciences with a cellular biology focus. And I'm also pre-med, studying pre-med to take my MCAT this winter. And next fall, or no, next spring, I'll be applying to medical school. So that's kind of where my career path and how the Life Sciences program is preparing me and my follow-on academic goals. A few things that I like about it. It's only a 4-year program of its kind at a tribal college. And here at SKC, just about 75% of the enrolled students are either tribal members or descendants. And being able to be around fellow indigenous students like that is it's unlike anywhere else, any other schools. So that's one thing I like about it. Another thing about the Life Science program too is the community outreach opportunities that we have. Summer of 2019, I had the opportunity to participate at the science tent down at the Arlee Summer Powwow.
and we got to extract strawberry DNA with a bunch of kids that were running around Lapel, and they got to stop and do some science and check it out and learn about SKC. So that was a great opportunity that was kind of unique to the Life Sciences program. And the research that I've been involved in here at the college in the cellular molecular biology lab involves looking at crystal structures of proteins. And through this research, I've been able to figure out what works and doesn't work for me in the lab and what really interests me. And I've been able to gain confidence in the lab too, being able to do different procedures and protocols and getting through things. And that's all thanks to the experience that I've had here at the cellular molecular biology lab and with the life science program faculty. Let's see, I'd have to say the number one experience here is at Salish Kootenai College, and then also in the life science program is just being able to work alongside so many smart and talented Indigenous students, knowing that Salish Kootenai College is here and I'm alongside all these other students that are on their academic journeys has just been that much more motivating and just an experience in itself, you know. So it's pretty awesome life sciences program. I highly recommend it, especially if you're looking to go pre-med or going into a career in Western medicine, a career in public health, Indigenous public health, anything like that. They all can stem from right here in the life science program. So with that much, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your tour.
Thank you, Marchand. So now I'll take you to our sequencing lab where we sequence the DNA of bacteria, and that's where you're going to meet Courtney. So now you are officially entering the Life Sciences department. Here you can see on our wall some prizes that our students won and some pictures of our students. We like to show that off to other people. Hello. Hey, Courtney. Hi, India. Hi. So this is our sequencing lab. That's our sequencer right there. And that's where we sequence the DNA from bacteria and from other microorganisms. And this is Courtney. Courtney, you're going to have to yell because we have some technical problems with the sound.
Sounds good. Hi, I'm Courtney Stinger. I'm an enrolled member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribes and a mother of two beautiful girls. I am currently a junior in the Life Science department, working on graduating with my Bachelor's of Science in the Cellular Biology track. The Life Science department has given me an amazing research experiences that I never thought were possible. I was able to travel all over Montana in the United States, presenting our work and representing SKC. Last year, I was able to go to Bethesda, Maryland for the NIH Visit Week. We got to tour the National Institutes of Health and visit the labs there, and I made amazing connections that I'll never forget and they'll last a lifetime. I'm currently working with Wendy Westbrook on a new research project. We are looking at microbes that live in our gut. It has been known that microbes that live in our gut can contribute to our health. Certain microbes contribute to good health, and certain other microbes contribute to bad health and can negatively impact our mental health. Every year, the SKC Extension program organizes a healthy diets intervention. They recruit 40 people from the community and they participate in a hands-on education experience that they will get to do cooking demonstrations and educational classes. Me and Wendy are going to recruit participants from this program to donate stool. Yes, you heard me right, poop. The participants will donate their stool before and after the Healthy Interventions diet. And this will be able to give us the insight of what microbes are present during or before the Healthy Diets intervention and after the Healthy Diets intervention. We're currently still recruiting and developing our educational tools, and this machine is what we're going to use to analyze our poop to see what is in it.
Machine.
Thank you so much, Courtney.
Thank you.
All right, now I'm going to take you to the computer lab, and that's where you're going to meet Liz. Our computer lab has 8 computers that students can use all the time to do their homework and to find information on the internet. So this is our computer lab, and this is Liz.
Hello, my name is Liz Burley. I'm a junior student at the Salish and Kootenai College. I am working to earn my bachelor's degree in the Life Sciences department. I enrolled in the college because I am a local resident and an enrolled tribal member at the Salish and Kootenai tribe. I also have 4 daughters that I need to set an example for. Some things that I've enjoyed on campus are the research opportunities and the mentorship provided by the instructors, faculty, and other students. They've really become like a second family to me. I've had the opportunity to work on a couple of different research projects, but the one that I'm working on right now is a little unique to the typical in-lab research just due to the pandemic. I've had to work at home. I'm being funded by the Indigenous Research Center here on campus and BLAST to investigate how much or to what extent Indigenous knowledge is being offered in the STEM courses at SKC. So my preliminary data, just looking at the course catalog descriptions, it doesn't really show that there's a lot of Indigenous knowledge being offered in the classroom. Most STEM courses are taught in the Western scientific method, and I feel like being a tribal college and on the reservation, there should be Indigenous knowledge being offered in these courses. I do still have to interview some of the instructors and students and kind of get their perspective on, you know, if Indigenous knowledge is being offered in the classroom and how they feel about it. Being a tribal member from this reservation and going to this college, the topic definitely hits close to home. This research project has also been my favorite experience at the college just because I've put a lot of time and effort into it, and I can't wait to collect all my data and see where all that data takes me. And thank you for your time.
The computer lab.
Computer lab, yes. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Liz.
you.
I'm now going to take you to the cell biology lab, where we culture cells, and that's where you're going to meet Dr. Clay Comstock, another faculty member. And he'll take it over from here.
Yay, thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Dakota. Hey, Clay.
Hello.
This is Dr. Clay Comstock, and you're going to take it over from here, right?
Sounds good.
It was nice meeting you all, virtually meeting you all. See you soon.
Thanks, Wendy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Clay Comstock. I'm a faculty here in the Life Sciences Department. I've been here for about 2 years. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we do here, but first I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So, like I said, I've been here a couple of years now, starting my 3rd year. Before that, I was at Philadelphia, and I worked as actually a journal editor for a cancer research journal, looking at cancer research, the mechanisms of cancer, and epidemiology of cancer. A couple of years ago, I decided to change and come back to academics and teach at an undergraduate institution, and it's been a wonderful experience for me. Before I came here, I had 15 years of biomedical experience in research before I was an editor. I worked at Thomas Jefferson at the Sidney Kimmel Cancer Center in Philadelphia, looking at prostate cancer primarily. And before that, I was a postdoctoral fellow at University of Cincinnati, where I was interested in obesity. I hold a PhD in biochemistry and molecular biology. And since moving here, it's been a great experience. One of the reasons I wanted to come to undergraduate is I wanted to teach undergraduates how to do research at a competitive level. That's something you don't usually get at an undergraduate institution. So coming here was a really nice change of pace and allowed me to get back into teaching undergraduates, which I like to do, and what has been my career goal for a number of years. So my teaching responsibilities here are on the chemistry side. I teach introductory chemistry, general chemistry, organic chemistry, which is everybody's favorite, and I also teach biochemistry and some of the environmental chemistries and toxicologies, and some of the other classes, seminars, things like that. So in terms of my research, I'm primarily focused on environmental compounds in the area and what the effects those are on in people and the systems in which we live in. So we think about that in the context of One Health. So the environment, the people, the economy, all of that comes into play when we think about our projects, and we like to be able to develop projects for students around that concept. And for me, it's the environmental health aspects. So I was recently awarded a grant from the National Institutes of Health to study environmental health and look at the interactions between the environment and people. So the reason we're in this particular lab is this is the lab where most of our students do their work. So they'll work in this apparatus here, which we call a tissue culture hood. So technically we don't do a lot of tissue culture. We do cell culture, but we don't do stem cell culture. We just do usually some cancerous cell culture and some other primary cell type models that we grow these cells in. So the students would normally grow their cells in this environment. So they do all their culturing in here. This is a sterile environment with the pipettes that Wendy's talked about and various tubes and things that they would need to prep their cells, put them on plates, and then treat them with various chemicals that you might find in the environment, like one of the things I'm interested in is plastics and pesticides and some poly aromatic compounds that exist in this environment. And so they will treat cells with that, and then they will culture them in what we call an incubator. And so usually what you do is you sterilize your hands, clean off the ethanol, that's all it is. And then in here I have some cells. So we have cells growing for demonstration right now. And you can see that they're in media. So they sit at the bottom of on this dish. I'll open this up here and take it out. So these particular cells will grow, they're adherent, and they'll grow at the bottom of the plate. And the media is there to feed them the nutrients they need to continue to grow. So you can see there's a little filter on the cap. This allows for oxygen and carbon dioxide to exchange. So I'm going to go ahead and set it on a microscope that I have set up so that it'll port to my computer. And I'll log in and I'll show you what some cells look like so that you have an idea. Sorry, I have to turn my back to you. Let's see here. So I'll have you, Dakota, if you want to come and take a look. All right, so these particular cells that are on this plate, hopefully you can see that okay. Yeah. These are lung cancer cells that have been treated with a plastic compound. This is an early stage treatment, so there's not really any differences in what they look like. But we would measure the number of cells here, we would measure their growth parameters, their shape, and then we would take these cells and we remove them from the incubator and we take them to an adjacent lab where we would then process them for genetics or anything that we're interested in related to the chemicals that we are treating them with. Okay? So that's one of the projects that we do in a cell culture-based model. What I'm also working on now through this environmental health grant that I recently got is developing food models and understanding the chemicals that end up in our food supply in the local environment. And so I have a couple of students who are working this summer. Even during the COVID pandemic, we've been able to have students work. One student who I have who wasn't able to show up today, she's working on growing onions and looking at compounds that might be uptaken in onions, and is a way to understand the from food to person, and how that would translate to what we see in cells, and understand the environmental aspects of that. So I'm going to take you now to my adjoining lab and have you talk to a couple of my students and let them explain what they do. All right. So this is mostly our offices here, so if you're ever interested and you want to know more about what we do, you're always welcome to come and talk to us, and we'd be happy to have you. So this is the primary lab where most of my students work. They would do their preparations here. There's some apparatuses here to run some analysis, do some extractions in the back. And so this is where we primarily do a lot of our just simple work before we take it to an instrumentation lab. So I'll hand it over to Miranda, and she's going to talk about one of her projects that deals with food and in the environment and what we look at.
Thanks, Clay. So my name is Miranda Crandall. I am a junior in the Life Sciences program and a sophomore in business management. For my career, I would love to work in the pharmaceutical industry as what's called a medical liaison, and a bachelor's from the Life Sciences program will help me go to graduate school for that. In the future, I would really like to have a master's in business and a doctorate in science. Some of the things that I like the most about the Life Sciences program are some of the research opportunities that you can get really early on, and the teachers are really understanding and caring, and even though it can be really difficult sometimes, everything new that we learn is really exciting and interesting. So for the last year, I have been studying the sugar content of huckleberries with different pollination techniques. We wanted to see if there was a difference in huckleberries that were pollinated using natural methods like bees and the wind, and huckleberries that were pollinated by hand. To do this, I would add a couple of drops of huckleberry juice to certain chemicals in these vials, and then the sugar would turn the chemicals yellow. And the darker the yellow means that there is more sugar. I would then take these samples and I would put them in a special machine called a spectrometer, and it would read the color and tell me exactly how much sugar was in each one. This research was a joint project between the Life Sciences and Biology departments, and it's important to me because it showed me how to do lots of different things in the lab, from using different lab equipment to setting up my own experiments. By doing research at SKC, my future career is going to benefit because jobs and graduate schools, they really like to see that you have some research experience, and by the time I graduate from SKC, I will have 4 years of research experience along with my degrees. Some of the things that I really love about working in the lab and doing research are just being able to use all the equipment and the chemicals, being able to ask a question and solve it with science, and just how exciting it is once you finally start to get results. Doing research while I'm still in school, it's really shown me how the things we're learning in class, they translate into real life, and it's actually helped keep me excited about science and graduating so that I can continue on with my education and my career. Lastly, some of the best experiences that I've had so far while in the life sciences program have just been finding some lifelong mentors and then meeting other scientists that are interested in business. So yeah.
Okay. So on this side we have Nishay. Nishay is a recent addition to my lab. She's new to lab experience, so she's doing a new project for me, which is to do outdoor air quality, which we're really excited. She's the first person on my NIHS grant, and so we're excited to see the data that she's got, and I'll let her explain more about what she's doing with that data.
Hello, my name is Nishay Brown. I am a member of the Northern Arapaho tribe and a first-generation descendant Kootenai. Just being here in the life science department has been really, really awesome. The research experience that was given to me, or was the opportunity given, was really, really, really beneficial. We were able to look at local wildfire smoke and how it correlated with the outdoor air quality, and we also collaborated with Montana Tech, who was interested in indoor air quality, and we were able just to kind of, we're going to combine our data together, and in the future we plan on working or looking at particles from the smoke. So the life science department has been really awesome. Again, working with Dr. Comstock, Christina, Dr. Rush, Dr. Westbrook has been really, 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 really good. Like, we have faculty here that go above and beyond what they want, what they need for us, and I really appreciate that. So, just like to say thank you, and hope to see new students and anyone who's interested in life science in the future. So, thank you.
Okay. So, as I said, this was primarily our preparatory lab where we would take the cells, treat them, do different things with them. And then the adjoining lab here that I'll take you to is our instrumentation lab. This is actually the funnest lab to be in because we have all the cool toys. So if you look in here, we've got a GCMS, we've got an atomic absorption spectrophotometer, some machines in the back to measure mercury levels, and some concentrators and things. So we have lots of nice equipment. Some of the best equipment I've ever seen in an undergraduate institution and at a tribal college is I don't think there's much comparison. This is top quality stuff. So India's going to talk to you a little bit about what she does because she collaborates with Nishay. So Nishay is interested in outdoor air quality and the compounds. India will talk about her collaboration with us, and I will let India go ahead.
Hi, my name is India Ortiz. I just graduated from the Life Science Department in June of this year, and I now am a graduate student at Montana Tech in Butte. And my experience here at SKC was amazing. It was really second to none. I got to hear Nishay talk about how the professors go above and beyond, and that is completely true. I don't know of very many undergrads that got to take their mentor with them from school straight to grad school, but I did. Clay collaborates with my PI at Montana Tech, and we look at smoke, and I come down to SKC once a week and collect data, and I look at, at the smoke. And we look at filtering the smoke and how that's helpful. It's a really exciting project to work on because it can affect the community immediately. I mean, anybody who has ever been in the valley during the summer knows it's beautiful and wonderful. And anybody who has been in the valley in the summer in the middle of fire season knows it's like the worst place ever, all in the same time. So the opportunity to be able to come back to where I lived and where I spent many, many, many years growing up, learning how to be just a good human in general is really amazing to me. And so that being said,
Anything else? No?
do we have?
I can take this. All right, so yeah, India suggested that we have a collaboration going with Montana Tech, and that is true. Her mentor and I have been working for a while now, writing some grants together to figure out how we can monitor air quality indoor and outdoor and correlate those two. What India didn't really tell you is that she's been running around the building this summer, collecting air samples in offices and cubicles, and looking at the difference between whether you should have a filter or not a filter. And at least the take-home message is filters work, and so that's a good thing. So these are just some of the things that we've been working on at Salish Kootenai College. If you're interested in what we do, like I said before, come talk to us. We're glad to talk to people in the area and get feedback on what they think is important and interesting. If you want to stop by and visit, we're happy to do so. And with that, I'd just like to close the Life Sciences Department and thank you for coming to our virtual tour. Hopefully in the next time we do this, you'll be able to come live and see it live. In the meantime, visit our website. It's at lifesci.skc.edu. Check out our Facebook page, like us, share us, let everybody know what we do here, because we do some really cool science and we have some really great students. So with that, I thank you very much and wish you the best.
Thank you, Clay.
You bet.
Hi again. For those who didn't see me in the beginning, my name's Nick Roberts. I'm the Executive Director at Salish Kootenai College Foundation. We're going to wrap up our tour. It's a special day outside, and you've been toured around by some beautiful people for the last hour. Would like to, for those who don't know where we are on planet Earth, would like to show you. An inescapably beautiful part of the SKC community is right here. And we have the gift of a beautiful day and these lovely people who have prepared all of the remarks you heard in the last hour. We're so grateful. So from our foundation team, we want to thank all of you life sciences colleagues and students for the work you did today to voice your experience here behind the scenes. I want to thank Dr. Westbrook for coordinating. And if you'd like to learn more about our Tours and Tidbits series, go to our foundation website, which is vision.skc.edu. And you'll learn more about our next events, which are always the last Tuesday of the month at 5 o'clock. And next month we'll be featuring the nursing program. So with that, thank you for your patience as well on the technical challenges. We think we finally figured it out there halfway through, and we appreciate your flexibility on that. So we'll look forward to seeing you next time, and want to one last time tell you how appreciative we are that you chose to do this, to stay connected with us during a time where gathering is so hard. It means a lot to us and to these good folks. Want to say bye, team? Bye!